Hey, so in this video we're going to look at input and output devices. In the description below I'll put the links to the different sections so you can skip to the bit that you need. Input and output devices can be peripherals or built into the computer systems. Input devices are devices that allow the user to enter data, and the part of this definition that's the most important is enter data. A lot of people get confused by input devices, thinking that it's anything that you plug into a computer. But in actual fact, the device has to allow the user to enter data in order for it to be classed as an input device. Examples of input devices include keyboards, touchscreens, mice, and touchpads. A lot of computer systems have input devices built into them. This means that you can't actually see the input device. An example of this is cameras and microphones. Most modern mobile phones have these built in, but they're so small that people often forget they are there. A touchscreen is an input device because it allows the user to enter data. This data could be text data or numerical data, but also it allows them to click and open apps and programs. A camera is also an input device because it allows the user to capture image data. A microphone allows us to input sound data. Output devices do the opposite. They return data from the computer system to the user. And the important part of this definition is returning data. That means the data that is in the computer comes back out to the user. Examples of output devices include screens, printers, and speakers. This computer system is called Google Home. In order for Google to record what I am saying, there must be a microphone. Okay, Google? Set timer 5 minutes.
Sure, 5 minutes. Starting now.
You can see that when the system is woken up by me saying OK Google, the system then processes what was input through the microphone and outputs using the LED lights on the top and the speakers inside. Two of the most confusing parts about input devices are USB sticks and cables. A USB stick is used to store data. You might plug it into a computer system, but it doesn't actually enter the data. Another common part people get confused over is cables. Cables don't actually enter data, they transfer data from one place to another. So a HDMI cable might allow you to transfer data from your laptop to a television, but the data isn't being input by the cable, even though the cable is plugged in. This confuses a lot of people because you plug the cable in. But if we remember, the definition of an input device is that it allows the user to enter data. That means they might be typing or taking a photo or speaking and the computer system is recording it. With a cable, none of these things are happening. The cable is just transferring data or electricity from one place to another. Input and output devices aren't explicitly on the new specification, but they are a topic that some people struggle with, and there could be questions relating to this in the exam. This question says, a shopping centre uses several remote control CCTV cameras for security. An operator uses a computer to watch, control and record the output of the cameras. State an input, output and storage device which will be needed by the computer, and for each, explain the reason why it is needed. We're going to cover storage devices in a different video, so we're not going to answer that part. In order to answer this question properly, you need to be able to state or give an input and an output device. So that is essentially just writing the name of an input or an output device down. And then the other 2 marks for each part is explaining what it is used for or why it is needed. Now, the important thing to note with this question is they've already given you several clues. The shopping centre already has the cameras installed for security, so you can't put cameras as an input device. The operator, who we can assume is probably a security guard, is using the computers to watch, control and record the output of the cameras. And this is the key part of the question. What input device does the security guard need in order to watch, control and record the output of the cameras? So if we think about what they might need to do with those cameras in order to monitor the shopping centre effectively, they might, for example, need to zoom in to see what people are doing. They might want to swap between the different cameras so they can look at different views of the shop, or they might want to physically move left or right or up or down with the camera. So the input device you would use to control the cameras is probably likely to be a keyboard, a mouse or a joystick. So you would get a mark for identifying one suitable input device. The next 2 marks would then come from explaining why the operator needs to use it. So you would need to refer back to the scenario in the question. So that is either the operator or the fact we're using this in a shopping centre. The reasoning needs to link back to what the operator is going to use it for. How is it going to let them watch, control and record the output of the cameras? And this is what needs to be explained in your reason. If we think about the output device, the most obvious answer is the one that lets us watch the cameras. So that's going to be a monitor or a screen. You then need to explain why would the operator want to use a monitor or a screen to watch the cameras. Probably going to be to do with catching people doing something they shouldn't be doing.